Hey everybody, hope you guys had an awesome Thanksgiving. In this video we jump into a bunch of projects, more outdoor chores, installing the patio door, working on the in-slab heat, and doing some trail maintenance around the property. And for the first time ever on the channel, we're doing a giveaway, so make sure you stick around to the end. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to help us get to 100,000 subscribers. Well, it's warmed up out here. It's like 20 above today, so Miranda and I come out. We are picking through all of our leftover logs from the build. Kind of sorting them out a little bit here and there, cutting what I have to. They're too long to pick up with the grapple and carry around the yard here, so I'm having to cut some of the stuff down. But some of this bigger stuff like these here will save. I got some really big quarter rounds, whatever you want to call those, from the ridge pull up there that I'm going to hold on to, that I might do some accent logs out of. So we're just out here getting everything picked up. There's 4 inches of snow in the forecast in the next couple days. Hopefully we get 10. Just got to get all of our outside stuff picked up so that we are actually ready for the snow. Well, this morning the guys dropped off my patio door here. They had to add a jam extension to it. They dropped it off a couple days ago and forgot to add an extension, but they got it fixed for me. They helped me set it in the hole while they were here. And my dad's gonna come over and help me finish installing it. But it's a nice day out there. It's 20 above. It's supposed to get a couple inches of snow today and a couple inches tomorrow. Once I get that installed, we're going to start. Oh, and Miranda and I, we also finally made a decision and pulled the trigger on a front door. Some of the doors that we were looking at were very expensive, like up to $10,000, which is not going to happen. But we found a door that we like, that made sense. And so yeah, that should be coming next week. So hopefully next week we'll have that guy and be fully closed in. But once I get the patio door installed, I'm going to come back here and start connecting all of my Rayhow in-slab heat for down here. I'm going to build the manifold for down here and upstairs, and hopefully run the main 1-inch line to the boiler, and I could get glycol in the system and get the valve cracked open and slowly start putting some heat into the slab. So that's the plan for the day. Hopefully I get to that point, because it's Friday, and if I got to go to town and get parts, the parts houses are open today. Well, Miranda and I were working on our video from last week, and I just realized that I didn't really touch a whole lot on the insulation and the R values and the efficiency of this house. So I'll do that now. I'll try not to mansplain too much. I'll turn this phone around and show you guys what we got and why we're doing it. So in our walls here, we sprayed fiberglass insulation in here. They blew fiberglass insulation in our walls, and when they do that, we in an 8-inch wall, so it's actually 7 1/4 inches. We ended up with an R value of 31. So normal R value for a home up here, you know, most houses are built out of 2x6 and they put bats in the wall, you're gonna get like an R21. So we got an R31 in the walls blowing right now. Then I'm gonna be coming back and adding 1.5 inches of foam over the wall. And the reason why we're doing that is not just to pick up the 6 more R value, but it's gonna cover all of these boards right here. And what that does is it breaks that thermal, it gives a thermal barrier so the cold cannot transfer through this piece of wood into the sheetrock. So if we were to put sheetrock on this wall, you will see, because it's so cold here, it's 50 below in the wintertime, that cold will transfer through that board. It's gonna make your sheetrock cold, and any smoke or dust that's in your house is gonna stick to that. So you will have a black line anywhere you have a board that does not have a thermal break. So that is why I burn wood. If you burn candles, if you smoke cigarettes, you will have black lines in your house if you do not have a thermal break. That's why I'm doing it. I don't smoke cigarettes, I burn firewood. But anyways, that's what we got in the walls. We're gonna end up with a total of an R37 in the walls. In the lid, we did a 9 inches of urethane, which gives us an R60. And in the front wall here, I had them blow urethane in here more for structural reasons to help lock this whole front wall together. But that, in a 7 1/4 inch space, that urethane is an R50. And then I'm also gonna come back with, I believe, 3/4 inch foam so that I could have a thermal break over all of this wood. There's wood everywhere in this wall. I wanna break that cold from getting into the sheetrock. So I guess what I'm trying to say is this is a very, very efficient house. This is what we were going for. I wanted the log look with the efficiency of a framed wall. So I hope that answers some of the questions that I know I'm gonna get. But now I'm gonna get to work. We got the door installed. Miranda and I decided we're gonna do our first giveaway in this video. So we're gonna give away a jar of Miranda's honey from her honeybees that was harvested from the bees on this property. What you need to do is comment below with why you think we need to use this style of round doorknob instead of the fancier handle style knobs that you can pull down. We will take all correct answers after the first 24 hours of the video going live and do a drawing. You must live in the United States to win. And if you guys are using one of these styrofoam guns, one thing that I didn't know about until a couple days ago was you can buy these little tips that go on the end. And if you're not using them, you should be. I really wish I would have known about them sooner, because trying to get in the little tiny cracks around all these windows was a pain in the butt. This thing will reach right back into the very back and get the foam back in there where you need it. Now we're gonna go start installing the manifolds for our in-slab heat.
I'm taking the dogs on a walk around our property. It's like 20 above out, snowing just a little bit. And Scott is back at the house working on some stuff, so just thought I'd take some time to take the dogs out for a little bit. It's really beautiful back here. Hey, boy. Is that good snow? Yeah. There's a lot of rabbits in these woods. That's what Paisley, she's back there searching for them. We have almost all the windows and doors put in, installed. We're just waiting on our front door and one of the entry windows. And then it'll all be done. Be sweet. So the front door and this side one.
Well, we got a couple inches of snow last night. It's like 20 above out. It's pretty nice. We need about 8 more inches. Well, I'll take you guys inside and show you what I got done last night and what I'm working on this morning. Well, this is the manifold that I built last night. This is for the downstairs. All my different runs come back to here, so like in the living room and kitchen area, I've got three, I think they were 300-foot runs. I can't remember what I was able to do. I think 300 foot's max, but 300-foot runs that'll all be hooked up to one thermostat, and we'll have solenoid valves on here that'll open when the thermostat calls for heat. And I had this system in my last house, never had a problem with the solenoid valves sticking or anything like that. It's a way better system than running a zone valve to every single zone. So downstairs I have a zone for my bathroom, the bedroom, and then the living room and kitchen is all the other three. So I have one down here, and then I have one upstairs in the bedroom. And this is the one up here. We only got 2 zones up here, and we only had to do 2 runs. So we got one for the bedroom and one for the bath. So now what I'm working on is connecting the 1-inch Rahal line from the boiler room to these manifolds. So right here is, on the other side is my boiler room. I drilled those holes last night, and they just happened to line up with the stacked up 2x6s, which are carrying a load. So my plan was to shove out a piece of 1-inch copper and then 90 over, and then transition to the Rahal pipe in the wall here. But because it hits right there, I think I'm just gonna run the Rahal right into the boiler room and make my connection in there. So I'll bring you in there and show you what we got going. Okay, so where I gotta make the connection is back in there. There's the 2 holes going to the house. It's pretty tight, so I'm gonna remove part of my water filtration system. This removes iron. So I just drained or depressurized the water system, so now I'm gonna unhook this guy, and that way I can make access back there. Battery dead.
Oh, this pipe up here is dripping on you.
Yeah. I'll probably get crap for using these, but you know what? I'm not a plumber, so I'm not going to solder any more than I have to. Okay, there it is. Connections are made. I'm gonna get my water system put back in here and hooked up, and then go start making the connections in the house. Well, I'm out here drilling holes. Lots of drilling has to happen to get through all these timbers to get the ray how ran upstairs to that manifold. Miranda's in here cleaning up some of the logs, and she's putting we're using a permachink gloss top coat on the poplar boards. We're gonna try to dull some of the log discoloration there, the grayness that we got going on, I think, later. But she's doing that so I can get these lights installed and have some real light in here so we ain't working with that guy right there. Well, that's how much snow we got out of that little storm. It's passed, and it's going to start cooling off here for the next few days. Owen just got back in town. We're going to get some work done inside there, but first we got to run the town, run some errands. So I'm back here in a couple hours. Might even pull the snow machines out today. Well, we got about 4 or 5 inches of snow out of that last little storm we had. Owen and I just pulled one of the snow machines out, got the chainsaws. What we're gonna do is 2 or 3 years ago, I cut trails in for Miranda out here to go skiing on our property and take the dogs for walks. It's been since then, a couple years since I've cleaned the trails up. So we're gonna go pack the trails down for her and cut any trees that have fallen and just do some trail maintenance for her. And my boys' properties are over here. We haven't really cut very good of trails to their place, so maybe we'll clean up a trail to their house. Are you excited? Let's just go this way, I guess. Squirrel dropped his mushroom. Well, Miranda, Owen, and I spent the last hour and a half trying to find Oakley. He took off, and yeah, so that was fun. We had a dog that was in heat come through our property here about a week ago, multiple times, and yeah, I think she was in heat, and Oakley's been panting at night and trying to find her. But anyways, we found him. Owen and I just got the plow truck fired up, and he's putting the skid steer, or the bucket on the snow pusher on the skid steer. We're gonna get our yard plowed here real fast. Come on, Paisley. Come on, girl. Well, it takes me and Owen about an hour to get the whole property plowed here. We plow down to my son Aaron's. He doesn't have a plow truck yet, but and we plow the main road coming in here. We don't have we're not in a service district, so we got to plow and grade our own roads. So yeah, the first plow of the year is always fun because you get into the gravel in a lot of spots, so you're trying to not take it all the way down to dirt. You're trying to leave a little bit so this will all get hard, so from now on it won't be so hard on the plow and the snow pushers, so, or snow buckets. We're gonna get all this stuff parked and call it a night. Well, we hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. We are gonna take the rest of this weekend off from the house build, and we're going to head up to our cabin. It's been a few months since we've been up there. We haven't been up since I think it was May. So, and before that it was early last winter. So we haven't been spending much time up there. We've been pretty busy with a lot of other things going on. So it's going to be nice for us to get up there, get that hot tub filled up, and do some relaxing. So keep an eye out for that video here in the next week or two. We should have it out. And hope you guys enjoyed this video. We will see you guys next time. And one last thing before we end this video. Miranda and I have been struggling trying to pick out what color we are going to put on the interior of our logs. So our logs have got some color to them, so I can either go in and resand. I've tried to put bleach on these things, or these logs, and it's just not going back to the good color that we want. So, and I think with the white sheetrock, I think some color on the log will look good. So if you see a color you like there, let us know in the comments which color you think would look best on the interior. And keep in mind, we will be doing a lot of sheetrock, and so there'll be some very white walls in that house. So I kind of think a darker color might stand out a little bit better. We will be doing a gloss finish. The gloss really does show up on this one. It doesn't really show up on these other colors. I'm sure they will later, but when we put it on a little thicker. But those are the colors that we kind of got it narrowed down to. If you like one of the colors, let us know.